Good morning. Um my name's Ryan Stainbrook. Many of you all know me. If you don't, it's nice to meet you. My family farms in eastern Kansas, right near the Missouri line. And we also run a business called Stony Point Seed, and that's an ag retail business. And we market feed and seed and chemical and fertilizer products to farmers and ranchers of all sizes. Um, we're in a very unique time within our country right now where inflation's taken over the household. And we got a lot of customers that also come in just to buy dog food that doesn't have anything to do with farming. And we actually get to have conversations like, well, how is this affecting your house? What are some of the changes you're doing? And the biggest thing that I hear from everybody is, well, we're just kind of cutting back. We're changing our diet a bit. We're not able to get the things that we want to. And just trying to make sure we meet the needs of our family. And all the while, cost of everything is going up. And so we're visiting with people on the other side of the fence. We're talking to farmers and ranchers that are selling directly to consumers, and we're saying, are you having to raise your prices because of the price of everything? And the answer is yes, we have to. We can't absorb the cost of fertilizer with what's going on in Russia and China, in the Ukraine. We can't absorb the cost to feed. We have to be able to pass that on to the consumer, to the end point. And really, I understand the pain that they're feeling. And really, this is not a win-win. So don't think farmers are getting wealthy because commodity prices are high. The amount of all that really means is with the high commodity prices and the high fertilizer and chemical is that we're handling a heck of a lot more money than we were in the past to make the same amount of money that we were making before. So how can we fix these things? Let's talk about this in just small general areas. And so one thing that we thought about is this new GoFundMe project that we started, and that's small farmer relief. And the whole concept and idea behind this is to help take some pressure off of the system, and also open up some new markets for consumers and our local farmer producers who are raising livestock, as well as produce to go to sell it, direct to customers or at farmers markets. And so what we're seeing is that maybe we need to stem some things off so it doesn't get as bad as it did back in the 80s when interest rates went through the roof and caused a lot of problems for a lot of family farms, a lot of businesses that went by the wayside. I can see that the government's not really taking any proactive steps to making sure things like this doesn't happen. But what we can do together is, our concept is create a fund, so to speak, to help small farmers. And our idea was less than 2,000 acre farmers that were raising products that go directly to consumers. So whether you're raising sweet corn or you're feeding cattle, you're feeding hogs, feeding sheep, and you got a direct consumer market, working with these guys to where they can lower or keep their cost where they are while the mainstream markets out there, the grocery stores, are skyrocketing through the roof. And it allows an opportunity for those that are looking for products to be able to find producers and know exactly where their food's coming from, how it's being produced, and so how we think that we can redesign this is to act as a middleman and just connecting you two. We don't want to make anything off of the connection. You and the seller buying meat and produce, that's between you guys. We just want to offer a platform to help the guys that are working with us be able to market to you guys and be able to help you as families be able to save money. That's the whole concept behind this whole thing. So we're trying to raise funds to help put pressure relief on the system and give those guys some discounts and some relief so that they can lower the cost at the plate. And a lot of consumers will say, well, I'm already being taxed at the grocery store. How is this going to help me? Well, think about how much you spend on meat in a year. If your family consumes and purchases beef, you may be looking at other alternative sources of protein that you may not like as well. or you may like just fine, but it still went up a tremendous amount as well. So what we can do is if we take this fund and we start to work with producers to get their discounts out and say, all right, we're going to give you this discount on these commodities to get your cost down. How much will you lower your price of meat when you hold it for these people that are helping you out in turn? And I'm hoping that we can create a system where they can lower their prices and you guys can take advantage of being able to buy meat at a much cheaper rate. So I look at it as like, well, would you put $100 into saving thousands? Probably not a bad idea if you're feeding a family of 4, 5, It may be a great program to actually have and think about. All I know is that I think we can get through a lot of the stuff that's in front of us right now, but it's going to take us working together and not with the government in our way. No offense to anybody that works in the government. I just see this as a potential light at the end of the tunnel to help a lot of families out on both sides of the table, the producer and the consumer. Well, God bless you. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for joining me for coffee.